Hello everyone, this is our program Apps of the Week, and I'm Fraser Armas, producer of the program, along with the team in the studio. Now the grand stories. The Horn of Africa has hunger of peace and security. From this region, Prime Minister of Ethiopia and PhD holder in peace and security, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, wins the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize, one of the prestigious awards in the world. This award bestowed to him on an effort he made to make peace in Ethiopia's region just in less than 2 years since he assumed power. Let's take a look at the moment he received the award in Norway, Oslo.
Director of Amhara Regional State Government Communication Affairs, Getnet Hirsau, said on the program, which is prepared by administration of Bahar Dar City, to express their happiness for Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed for winning the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize, that onwards has to be a time for the people to work together for unity. Mr. Getnet has also congratulated the Prime Minister on behalf of the regional government, and the regional government will stand with him in the activity of building a country.
I would like to congratulate Prime Minister Abiy for winning the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize. The regional government will support all activity that will benefit the region as well as the country.
Participants of the program also expressed their happiness. They stated that the award will help to build the image of the country. They added, all the people have to work for peace and unity of the country. Everyone at every level has to work to answer good governance question of the people through following the footsteps of our Prime Minister. I would like to congratulate Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed.
Women, youth and all the people have to discharge responsibilities properly, taking the Prime Minister as a role model. We are happy about the award.
It also stated that government employees, elderly and invited guests have participated in the program.
We apologize for the technical error. Prime Minister and the hereafter laureate Dr. Abiy Ahmed has been warmly welcomed by Ethiopians when he arrived home back from Oslo. Let's take a look. Ethiopia has got the fourth intangible heritage inscribed by UNESCO. The Ethiopian Epiphany, or Timkat, has been inscribed under one of the intangible heritage list. Ethiopian Epiphany Timkat is annual holiday which usually falls on January 19 and 20, which is celebrating commemoration of Jesus Christ's baptism at River Jordan. This holiday is spectacular in the historical city of Gondar.
Yeah.
The current Ethiopian constitution was endorsed in December 1995. The Ethiopian nation's nationalities and the People's Day celebrated every year on this day in commemoration of the endorsement of the constitution. This day has been marked for the 14th round this week in Addis Ababa, the capital of the country, hosted by Oromia regional state. Basically, celebrating this day was aimed to bring national unity, national consensus under the theme "Our diversity is our unity, our beauty," and yet over-articulation of ethnic diversity has brought ethnic-based violence in the country. Many say the coexistence of people in the country is still strong. The problem is from the political elites who incite ethnic conflicts for their political interests. Participants of the 14 nations and the nationalities, they have urged political elites to refrain from triggering conflict. Yayu Melesa reports.
Participants of the 40th Nations and Nationalities Day has labeled the day as a ground which helped the country to maintain the identity of its people and to build its image for the world. Participants have also blamed individuals who have been preaching hostility to divide nations and nationalities. We have created identities on different issues. When conflicts happen, these differences stand as boundaries. For instance, if we take our region, nations are preparing their cultural clothes, flag and boundaries. Previously, we say diversity is beauty, but now it is becoming boundary. Basically, there is no conflict between peoples. The conflict comes from elites. It is also from leaders at different levels. These people knows how can trigger people for conflicts, and problems have happened in this way. It is not the hostility among nations and nationalities that cause conflicts. Conditions may result in instability, especially as there are people who think their benefit will be at risk during the transition. They consciously work to create problems. The participants have also asked scholars to refrain from being cause for conflicts. Elites should pick up their hands from such deeds. Activists and political analysts should also do similar. As fake news is destroying the country, such situations should be halted. The people live together for centuries in supporting one another. A hand which has got into this situation should be left out. These deeds are done with ignorance. Such conflict will never separate the people. Whenever there is common problem, they stand together, even though these conflicts create problems. Personally, I guess this problem will have severe consequences.
During this occasion, President Sahle Work underscores the necessity of strengthening national unity regardless of the diversity. Let's take a look again.
እስከመጪው ዓመት ድረስ አንድነታችንን አብሮነታችንን ኢትዮጵያዊነታችንን የሚያጠናክሩ ውጤቶችን ለማስመዝገብ
The task that stabilize our unity should start right now. If we win the challenges, we will be stronger. It is what the history of our nation teaches us.
ሀገራችን ታሪክ ይህንኑ ነው የሚያስተምረን። እንደ ሰው ክብር ኖሮን ለመኖር የምንችለው ኢትዮጵያችን እስከኖረች ድረስ ብቻ ነው።
We are respected human beings if only our country exists. No choice except solving the challenge we are facing. We are in a single ship named Ethiopia. Everything we do should be related to the present security, strengths and problem-solving aspects of the ship. This all can't be separated.
መርከቡ መኖር የመርከቡ ደህንነት ጥንካሬ ከችግሮች አፈታት ጋር መያያዝ አለባቸው። ሊነጣጠሉ አይችሉምና
ethnic conflict has also affected secular institutions of Ethiopian universities. To avert this threat, Gondar University has launched a family project, the initiative that links 5,000 first-year students with families in Gondar city. Abel Burhani has a detail of this story.
Gondar University Family Project has been designed with the aim of joining and relating about 5,000 students of Gondar University with 5,000 families of the city of Gondar. The project has been established so as to make students spend their vacation and holiday times with their promised families.
We would be together like this now. We are more, just from different area. Yes, there was no just other event like this that bring us together. Just being together now, it is something that would make us be happy. Yes, I'm from Gambela. I'm with some students from Gambela now. Just being together like this now, in this day, it is something which would create something today.
In addition, the project paves a way for students to know the culture and history of Gondar and teach their own history and culture to their promised families. Residents of the city of Gondar explained that the project has great meaning for the people of Gondar. It seems a dream. This project contributes its part in detaching Ethiopia and its people from their current problem and situation. Wherever he is from, he is my son. Beginning from the pre-existing culture, we have begun our culture of hospitality in a new way. So, Gondar University should be acknowledged for designing this project.
When I reached the university, it was very nice. I was interested to know Amharic. And now I'm listening Amharic more and I can speak. But still, I'm just having a curiosity to learn more. And still I love Gondar because it is the place of history and the university is a whole university. So I'm very happy now. Staying in Gondar for 5 years, it is something which made me to learn more things.
Speaking and opening the program, President of the University, Dr. Asrat Hatzadawin, explained that the university is ready to discharge its responsibility of keeping, treating and securing students who joined the university. In our program, we have planned to treat and secure students who come from different parts of the country. We will work to make students feel as if they are in their own homeland and to enhance quality of education.
Minister of the Ministry of Science and Higher Education, Professor Hirut Woldemariam, said this initiative will be implemented in the rest of universities too. Let's take a look what she has said.
We all have to work for the sustainable peace and security of our university. We believe that Gondar University Family Project has a great role to achieve this. It is believed that Promise Family of the city of Gondar will have its own contribution in making students feel comfortable and being effective in their education. We will expand this experience into other universities of the country. You are watching Grand Stories from our program, Apps of the Week.
Boeing flight service to Bahar Dar, which was terminated in the past 2.5 decades, has resumed its flight from Addis Ababa to Bahar Dar. According to the information gained from the Ministry of Transport, the flight service will be on 4 days in a week, mainly on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. This has paramount importance in energizing ecotourism and investment in Bahar Dar and its surrounding. Andernath Neo reports.
The resumed Boeing flight service from Addis to Bahar Dar and the vice versa has been launched. Ministry of Transport Minister Dagmawit Moges having stated that there is 4-time Boeing flight service within a week. She said the launching of the flight is helpful to energize the economic sector.
ይሄ አገልግሎት መጀመሩ በተለይ የቱሪስቶች ወደ ባህር ዳር
The beginning of this service will have its contribution in meeting the desire of tourists, Boeing as their preference. In addition to this, passengers who prefer this Boeing will have elongated stay from Tuesday to Thursday. It means that it elongates guest stay. Moreover, it has its own share in motivating the economic sector. It is what has been raised by the community and it will be strengthened further.
Chief Administrator of Amhara Regional State Temesgen Truna has also conveyed message to residents of Bahar Dar and hotel service providers in the city. In order to sustain the flight service, apart from the required number of passengers, hotels and everybody in Bahar Dar city should be as welcoming as in the previous.
Chief Administrator of Amhara region Temesgen Truna also stressed on protecting the prevailing peace for healthy flight service so as to increase investment activities in Bahar Dar and its vicinity. Here is what he says.
Boeing mamtat bicha sayon የባህር ዳር ከተማም ኢንቨስትመንት መሳብ ያስፈልጋል.
Not only bringing Boeing, it also requires expanding investment opportunities of Bahar Dar. Peace also needs to be ensured. Having done all this airport is capable of entertaining not only one but extra Boeings. And in order to come up with better air transportation and investment expansion, Bahar Dar City Administration and residents should work coordinately.
Investment ስናስፋፋ ስለሆነ ይሄን ለማድረግ ባህር ዳር ከተማ አስተዳደርም ነዋሪውም ህዝቡም ሁሉም ሰው ተባብሮ መስራት አለበት የሚል መልእክት ለማስተላለፍ ፈልጋለሁ.
People of Amhara origin who reside in North America are discussing with delegates of Amhara region higher government officials on a wide range of issues in the region. Attracting diaspora investors to the region is one among others. The diaspora community requested officials the fulfillment of basic infrastructures to invest in the region. Burhan Workin has a detail of this story.
Higher officials of Amhara region are holding discussion with natives of Amhara region residing in North America. The discussion is aimed at participating these citizens to the overall development of the region and the country at large, and the discussions are being conducted under the theme The Conscience of Amhara to the Well-being of Ethiopia. In the discussion held at Denver, Colorado, participants have raised questions and recommendations.
Investment sounds
Whenever you call for us to investment, you better be ready about fulfillment of infrastructural facility. For instance, in an area where I am investing, there is huge electric power shortage. The railway construction around Kombolcha requires electric power to be operational, but electric power supplier substation work is not started yet. Vice Chairperson of Amhara Democratic Party Yohannes Bailo and Chief Executive Officer of Amhara Development Association Malako Fanta have reflected on the questions. The Federation Council has approved that there was no fair economic benefit in the past 27 years. The federal government had accepted that there will be compensation and extra tasks, and we are trying to enhance the task.
ስለዚህ ለዛ ኮምፐንሴሽን ማግኘት እንዳለብን በተጨማሪ ስራ መሰራት እንዳለበት የፌደራል መንግስቱ ማምኖ ስራዎች እንዲቀላጠፉ ለማድረግ እየሞከሩ ነው።
በርካታ ኢንቨስትመንቶች
Lots of investments are coming to Amhara region. For instance, Debre Berhan is an example to state out. Participants of the discussion also told that such forum will enable to create tight relation and participate in development activities. The discussion held in Denver has been a platform in which many pledge to engage in investment in other development activities.
That was a report from Andanet New. Meanwhile, the diaspora communities have also voted to build schools in the region. Amhara region has hundreds of schools which are poor standard. Birhan Workana reports.
Descendants of Amhara who live in North America requested the regional government to give due attention to ensure quality education in the region. Head of Amhara Development Association, Melako Fanta, has presented the long-run plans of Amhara Development Association, which aimed at constructing standardized schools in the region. In the discussion, descendants of Amhara who live in North America promised to support developmental activities of the region.
ስንት ዶክተር መሆን የሚችሉ ስንት ኢንጂነር መሆን የሚችሉ ጭንቅላት ያላቸው ልጆች እንዲሁ ባክነው ይቀራሉ።
Many talented students may not get the right education that leads them to be doctors and engineers. Please, I would like to beg you, let us unite together and let us construct schools in the region.
ትምህርት ቤት እናሰራ
በሁለት ወር ውስጥ አንድ ትምህርት ቤት እንስራ
Let's build one school within 2 months. Please clamp your hands, those who want to build school in the name of Atlanta.
ስማችንን
Chief Executive of Amhara Development Association, Melako Fanta, said that the regional government is working with Amhara Development Association so as to make a strong public organization of the region.
አንድን ሀገር የሚያጠፋው የትምህርት ስርዓቷን መግደል ነው። የትምህርት ስርዓት ከሞተ ትውልድ ይሞታል።
To destroy a country, lowering education quality of a country is enough. If education policy of a country is weak, it kills generation. Therefore, if we want to save our generation, educational organizations must be led by universities. Currently, we are working by involving and participating our community in relation to structural organization of Amhara Development Association, leadership and other. Besides this, we want to give the opportunity to descendants to organize and lead the office of Amhara Development Association branch in North America and its surrounding.
እዚህ የሚደራጀው ማልማ እናንተ ምሩት እያልን ነው።
Watching Apps of the Week from Amhara TV. Stay tuned. A German-based nature and biodiversity conservation union called NABU, in collaboration with Amhara Regional State and Lake Tana Biosphere Reserve, has launched a consultative forum to save the under-truly Lake Tana watershed, home of biodiversity and history. Yayu Melissa reports.
The Nature and Biodiversity Conservation Union, NABU, in cooperation with the regional government of Amhara Regional State, has kicked off an innovative multi-actor partnership under the title Water for Life.
We are launching a very different project which is entitled Multi-Actor Partnership. Multi-Actor Partnership is about involving different partners.
NABU is an NGO working for nature conservation. We want to maintain a healthy planet where also our children and grandchildren can live in and have a nice, good life.
A partnership for a joint sustainable future of Lake Tana watershed is being understood as a new approach to tackle problems on Lake Tana. This has been learned from the kicking off event.
This is what we need. We need to work together. Only as all stakeholders, all actors together, we can really achieve changes. Because also here you see many different projects here and there are many initiatives, very good. But the big change can also only come if we work all together.
The dweller of Lake Tana surrounding forwarded his expectation from the project, which will have 4 years implementation.
አንደኛ ምንድነው ይሄ በጣና ዙሪያ ላይ ያሉትን አርሶ አደሮች ምን ልበላቸው ደግሞ በዚህ እንጨት ቆርጠው የሚያመጡ ሰዎችን ምን በላ ሳማጥመድም ሰዎች ይሄ ጣና ሐይቅ እስካለ ነው ያለንና
First, as our lives depend on the lake, awareness should be created on farmers, firewood suppliers and fisheries. NABU should also work on farmers who plow for shorelands, in a way teaching them to take the lake as their own properties. The work that has already been started to maintain church forests through putting fences should also continue, in order to maintain age-old indigenous tree species. In addition to this, preserving the catchment areas like Guna Mountain, which is the water source of Lake Tana, is essential, as it is now being degraded. As there is a structure under us, NABU is better to provide us training and financial support. We should work together, taking as shared responsibility.
ያው በበጀት ድጋፍን በተለያየ ነገር ቢያደርጉልንና የጋራ አርገን ብንሰራ
Lake Tana is very critical important ecosystem because of its contribution for the community, because its connection with the Blue Nile. So whatever we do is very important for the whole global people. I mean, it's only the water, but the biodiversity on it, it's the fish population, the plant species, the culture we have. The religious culture as well, all are important for the global community. So conservation and wise use of these resources has great implication for the globe as a whole. That's why we are interested.
These are our grand stories for Apps of the Week today. The upcoming segment of Apps of the Week is The Views. The views of Ambassador who talked to Amhara TV is up next. Stay tuned.
I think the relations between Ethiopia and Israel goes back to the Bible. The historical visit and encounter between the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon, that's where it all started. Now the fact that we have a very large community of Israeli Ethiopians in Israel, including our ambassador, the ambassador of Israel to Ethiopia, was born here.
Our cooperation will be some of what we've already been doing. We have strong cooperation on things like water and sanitation. Just before, unfortunately, Dr. Ambachu died or was killed, he and I opened a water and sanitation project in Maksenyit. We will continue to do that sort of project. We are also doing something called LIFT, which is land investment for transformation.
Germany and Ethiopia have very long-standing relations. The embassy is in the compound in Addis for more than 100 years, and for the last decades Germany has been a great supporter of Ethiopia in economic and development cooperation for many years.
This is my first visit to Amhara region. I'm very much impressed. I think I fall in love with Ethiopia. I fall in love with Amhara. I'll do my level best to expand and deepen our cooperation with Ethiopia and with Amhara. I will visit Amhara more often in the future.
Most Ethiopians see Israel as the Holy Land and wish to visit there. And we, on the other hand, have many Israelis wanting to visit Ethiopia, hearing so much about this beautiful country.
There is private investment here in Amhara region. Some of the tourist lodges in the Simeon Mountains, for instance, are British investments. There will be other British investments coming in, I hope. The Department for International Trade which is growing in the embassy in Addis, will be bringing in more potential British investors too.
Ethiopia has a lot to offer as far as tourism is concerned. I mean, these wonderful cultural sites like Lalibela, but also in the Tigray area, Geralta with the churches, Bahir Dar with the lake and the monasteries on the lake. So there is a lot. It has a lot of to offer on the cultural side, and then you have these beautiful landscapes like the Simien Mountains, here the lake, as I said.
I think over the past years you might have seen a lot of infrastructure development in Ethiopia, participated by many Chinese companies. It has been our policy to support Ethiopia, to work very closely with Ethiopia, and to have a win-win kind of results. I think in the coming years, our focus in terms of economic development would be on more investment, more trade, and more Chinese tourists.
When it comes to homeland security, Israel has a lot of experience to share, and I think the best would be if we'll have a delegation coming here from Ethiopia to Israel to learn how you can deal with regional threats. But I have to say that so far it seems that Ethiopia is doing great. I mean, you have quite a lot of challenges coming from the countries surrounding Ethiopia, and yet the government and with the army are doing a great job here protecting the people.
The peace and stability is a top priority, top concern for the tourists. But I do see the tranquility, the peace in the Amhara region, and I think that will be the message, take-home message I will convey to my people. Yeah. So visit Ethiopia, visit Amhara region. This is really a beautiful place, and this is the land of orange.
The security situation, and he reassured me that things were back to normal, and I hope that this will continue, because this security is a condition for investors to come. When there is no security, investors will not come.
Ethiopia is full of opportunities for investors, and you can see many investors coming from Israel and from all over the world actually to invest in Ethiopia. I think that the land is very fertile, and it's a good thing. There are many young and educated people here that can be a good labor force, and I believe Ethiopia is destined for greatness.
The Prime Minister has been working very hard to improve the ease of doing business conditions in Ethiopia, and I do believe that the Amhara region and Ethiopia will attract more Chinese investment, because many Chinese businessmen are thinking of relocating their business outside China, given the rise of the land and the labor cost. Yeah.
Ethiopia, as I said, has a lot of opportunities. It's a huge country, a huge market. The geographic location within Africa is very favorable. It's not that far from Europe, so there are a lot of advantages.
Welcome back, viewers. This is all we have for Apps of the Week today. Many thanks for watching, and from me, Fraser Armas, with the rest of the team, goodbye for now and see you next time.